that brings me to the second part, which is your strategy meetings and creating some space and time in your schedule to be able to do this. And so for me, part of my meeting rhythms is I have them scheduled weekly meetings with my direct reports, strategy meetings. And we end up doing invariably once a month. One of them will get canceled because of travel or conflicts. But we meet 3 times a month, my direct reports and myself, individually. And so what I found works best for me is it's typically about an hour meeting, but I block off 90 minutes. I block off an extra half hour. And sometimes the gold in those meetings are after you've handled your tactical items that you need to get caught up on, after you've handled the strategic items that you had down that you wanted to discuss. And sometimes you get through that and you just sit back and you just talk and you just dream and you just vision and you just start discussing some things, and you're not in a hurry, and you sort of take your time to do that. And a lot of times that's where the gold in those meetings are. And what I found is, if we schedule our meetings for an hour, and I see this with other leaders within our company too, you schedule for an hour, you just boom, 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 handle the issues, and then move on. And sometimes you schedule a meeting right after, which is, I don't think is ever a great practice. I mean, it can be done, but whenever I have a meeting scheduled right after another meeting, or a meeting with somebody does, 15 minutes before the end of the meeting, you can start to see the mind shift. It happens to me. My mind starts shifting to the next meeting. I got to hurry up and wrap up and get to that meeting. By scheduling that extra 30 minutes, okay, now I can schedule a meeting right after it. It gives me a block of time. It gives me some relaxed time to talk and discuss and strategize and think. And I think high talent people love that. And for me, when I was hired by the founder of the company 20 years ago and had to learn the industry, had to learn the business from the ground up, that's basically how he trained me. We didn't have fancy training programs at the time. He would come and stand in my doorway and just start talking with me. And we would just sort of start strategizing things. And I did have a weekly meeting set up with him. It was every Monday from 3 to 5. I made sure I had his time. That's when I wanted to connect on things. And I had enough time in there to handle, again, the tactical and the strategic, but then also just to discuss and think and talk and see where the conversation took us. And I literally was developed that way as a leader and as the president of the company now, just by spending that time with him. So leaders, block off some extra time. What seems like it's taking up a lot of time now will save you more time in the future, and I think you'll get better results from your people. It's because they'll understand it more and they'll want to do it.